The S90F is Samsung's mid-range OLED TV. It's one of the best mid-range OLED TVs I've ever seen, but it's not always going to be the same case for every size and every region. I'll have to explain all of that and much more in this full review of the S90F. How's it going, everybody? It's KG from SamMobile. Let's discuss what the S90F is and what the S90F isn't to start things off. The S90F in certain regions is going to be a QD OLED, but it's really going to depend on the size that you get. And this is what my review is going to be based on, as if you were getting a QD OLED. But it's not always going to give you a QD OLED, so you have to really understand that first and foremost. The way that you can find out whether or not you're getting a QD OLED or a W OLED is you have to look at the model number itself. If the first 4 letters at the end of the model code begin with an E, then you are going to be getting a W OLED. And that's unfortunate because the QD OLED will be the better version, especially this year where Samsung has cranked the brightness up quite a bit on the S90F. So for example, where I'm at in the United States, we have FXZA at the end of our model code for the 55-inch, 65-inch, and 77-inch sizes. This is always going to be a QD OLED if we're going to be buying it with this model code here in the States. However, 42, 48, and 83-inch is going to say EXZA. Now this is going to always be WOLED no matter what region you're in, because there is not a Samsung display panel in the 42-inch, 48-inch, or 83-inch sizes for TVs. So we'll always know that no matter what region we're in, those panels are always going to be WOLED. And if you want QD OLED, the only way you can get it is 55, 65, or 77. Unfortunately though, for some regions, you will be getting a W OLED in those sizes, which is why it's really important to look at those last 4 letters in the model code. With that explanation out of the way, let's talk about the S90F. And remember, this is the QD OLED version that I am checking out today, so anything regarding picture quality, brightness, color, that's all going to align with the QD OLED model. The W OLED model will be weaker in those categories, so just remember that. But as far as features and things that come with the TV, this is going to be the same across the board no matter what panel you get. So the panel really affects the picture quality, not the features. So just keep that in mind. You'll always be getting the InQ4 AI Gen 3 processor, so it is going to have the same exact processor as the step-up S95F model. Unlike the S95F, you won't be getting 165Hz gaming support, but you will get 144Hz. And at those refresh rates, you'll be getting 4 HDMI 2.1 ports. Of course, one of the biggest draws about OLED technology is going to be the self-emissive pixels, and this is definitely the case with the S90F. You get a very crisp, clean picture, and if you get the QD OLED like I have here, you're also going to get very vibrant color with that as well. It's just the perfect combination, which is why I really want to say that if you can get the QD OLED version, you definitely want to get it. I'll have more on the picture quality a little bit later. Next, I want to talk to you guys about the features. The operating system on this TV is Tizen One UI, and with this new OS, they have changed a few things on how the menu actually looks and navigates as well. You have it in the bottom left corner instead of the middle of the screen, so if you're adjusting something, it's much easier to do that now than it was in the past. The operating system is also snappier. There's a lot of new features to go along with it as well. A big talking point for Samsung in 2025 is the Vision AI. There is a lot of new AI features. There's also going to be a new AI button on the remote as well. When you click it, you get information on the content that you're watching. Sometimes it shows you the cast of the movie or TV show that you're watching, or you can see recipes for food that might be in the show, and maybe even buy the same clothes that the actor is wearing if you want to do that as well. There's a lot of different ways that Samsung has this feature working, but so far I've found it the most useful to just see who's in the movie, what other movies are they in, and that's nice because that's something that I would already do on my phone sometimes, so just having the ability to click the AI button to see who's in the movie, I think that's pretty cool. I want to talk about the color performance of this TV. The out-of-the-box color on this TV is great. This has been an absolute treat to watch movies on, and I can't recommend it enough for movie watching. It's the combination of OLED technology and quantum dot technology just mixed together to make this really awesome picture. When you see QD OLED for the very first time, it's hard not to be blown away by this technology. In my opinion, it is definitely the best TV technology that we have available for consumers today at a reasonable price. So what about the TV's brightness? Well, the TV has been measuring up to 1700 nits peak brightness with this QD OLED variant. And I gotta say, in person, it looks like it is very bright as well. It is the brightest mid-range OLED TV that I have ever seen in person. This is coming in at a price tag where you don't really see brightness like this. In fact, it comes really close to the S95D flagship of last year from Samsung. For the most part, if you can have this TV in a dark room, that's probably recommended from me personally, just because I think that watching TV in a dark room is always the best case. But if you do need to have this TV in a bright room, you can do so. It will overcome some of the sunlight that comes into your room and be bright enough to punch through that. It's not going to be the best result considering that it's a glossy screen. If you need something beyond that, there is the S95F, which does have that glare-free finish. Let's talk about the HDR impact from this TV. If you're a fan of high impactful HDR scenes, you're going to be a fan of this TV. It really does make HDR scenes come alive, especially the ones that are graded to be really showcasing these highlights in a dramatic fashion. With the S90F, you're going to have punchy, impactful highlights that you really can't get on other TVs within this price bracket. And I have to say that looking at the S90F compared to the competition that's out there for 2025 TVs, it's hard to imagine anything coming close to this. Now, you can't talk about the S90F without talking about gaming. Gaming on the S90F is almost like a dream. It has everything going for it. The colors, the contrast, the brightness, there's really not much to complain about here. You have Samsung Game Motion Plus, which if you play a game even in 60 frames per second, it'll feel like a smoother experience than it already does. I've been playing Expedition 33 on this with this turned on in the 60 frames per second mode, and it has been a very smooth experience. I love Game Motion Plus. I can't stop advocating for it, and it is one of those features that you're only going to get with a Samsung TV. The game bar has also been redesigned for 2025, although most of the features are going to work very similarly than they have in the past. This is more of a UI facelift than anything else, but you still get all the great features that come with the game bar as well, such as the game profiles, and it does have the game HDR modes, so you could have accurate game mode experiences as well in HDR with the game mode basic. Or if you want something a little bit more punchier and not as accurate, then you can also go with the game mode advanced feature, and then you're going to end up having a more punchy experience in most games that are out there. It is really going to depend on the game you play on how these features are going to look, and definitely don't be afraid to ask questions if you need help setting up your game mode for these Samsung TVs, because I know they can get a little bit complicated. Really quickly, I want to touch on the sound quality of this TV. In terms of the clarity, the dialogue is pretty good, although sometimes it does feel like it could get a little bit muffled if you have a bass heavy track. And that's because the speakers sound surprisingly full for TV speakers at times. I think overall, these TV speakers actually sound pretty good for TV speakers, so I have to be really clear in saying that. I definitely recommend hooking this up to another soundbar, and if you want to hook it up to a Samsung soundbar, it does have support for Q Symphony. The biggest takeaway I have for the S90F is if you can get it in a QD OLED variant, it's one of the best values out there, and when it comes down to getting this around Black Friday, it's definitely going to be one of the best values around. So yeah, the S90F is one of the mid-range champions for all TV brands, and I think that Samsung absolutely knocked it out of the park with the S90F. It is one of my favorite TVs of the year so far, and I can't believe they made a TV that was already good in the S90D even better with the S90F. I love this TV, and I absolutely think that it is one of the best TVs you can grab in 2025. Let me know what you guys think of the S90F in the comment section below. I'd love to answer your questions and hear your opinions. For more Samsung content, be sure to subscribe to SamMobile. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.